Hi, let's talk about bunions. I said bunions. No, not that guy, no relation. There we go, yeah, the foot thing. Okay, I've been successfully managing a fairly bad bunion for several years. I'd like to share a bit of my bunion management here in case it's useful. A while back, the bunion in my right foot reached the point where the big toe started trying to overlap on top of the second toe. In terms of bunion progression, that's pretty much the kiss of death. So I needed to do something about it. I started with the usual toe spacers like this one. It worked, but my toes felt crowded inside a shoe. So I tried a slimmer spacer. My toes felt less crowded but still cramped, and the smaller spacer would not always stay in position. So I continued searching for the thinnest possible solution that would keep my big toe from overlapping its neighbor. That led me to bunion socks. There's lots of bunion socks out there. In general, they work by providing a separate compartment for the big toe. Now, I already wear specialized socks sometimes, like compression socks for traveling or when I'm on my feet a lot. Use cases like this complicate the bunion sock approach because I would need a really specialized sock that provides both compression and bunion relief. So instead, I tried to adapt the various socks I was already wearing to provide the bunion relief I was looking for. So the modification is very simple. I just sew the end of each sock to isolate my big toe. I did the sewing by hand since it was such a small amount. I won't go into the details of the stitching itself because I'm sure you can already find a zillion tutorials on sewing from people who are way better at it than I am. I'm a guy after all. Now, when determining the location of the stitching, I will point out a few things. Place the seam close to the big toe so you're leaving as much room as possible for the smaller toes. If you don't, it will cram your other smaller toes together. That's not good. Next, don't sew all the way to the end of the sock. That just forces the sock flat at the end and tries to flatten the tips of your toes along with it. Also not good. Lastly, be careful not to sew too deeply between the toes. You don't want it to dig into your foot, and it does nothing to improve the isolation. I also like the fact that my DIY approach here leaves the big toe compartment attached laterally to the rest of the sock. Some bunion socks completely separate the big toe compartment. This allows for more freedom of movement. However, in my case, that could be bad since my big toe is trying to cross over the other little guys. Leaving everything more attached might be helping my big toe to stay aligned top to bottom with the adjacent toe so it can't get on top of it. Now, the downside to any bunion sock is they are left and right foot specific, so you do give up interchangeability between feet. Also, the sewing takes some time, but it allows you to continue using whatever socks you're already wearing instead of buying all new socks. To save time, I'm currently only sewing the socks for my right foot since the bunion on my left foot isn't really that bad yet. The upside to all of this is that since I started sewing my socks 8 years ago, my bad bunion has remained stable with no noticeable progression. I know the socks are helping as if I go even one day without a bunion sock, I immediately start to get the big toe overlap again along with the associated discomfort. So I admit it doesn't look like much, but this simple adaptation has helped me. I hope it helps you too. Good luck with your bunions. Thanks for watching.